that an X? Is that an O? So sports talk?
Yeah, let's go.
I got my swag,
X and XO Sports Talk, where we talk X's and O's. We debate on the show. Call in. Let us know how you feel.
Oh, you're feeling good today. That's
Let's
for
go.
sure.
XO. XO.
A
XO.
little bit of gold,
XO.
a little bit of red, a little bit of blue. What is that?
Yeah. Niners.
It's like somebody struck gold.
Yeah.
Yep. There's gold up them Nar Hills.
Oh man, what's going on, guys?
Hey, what's up? What's up? How's
Hey,
everybody
what's going
doing?
on? What's going on?
Oh, well, like musical chairs, the music stopped and there wasn't a seat left for the Cowboys, but we will get into that later. Terry, how you feeling?
I'm good, man. I just got a question. Before we start the show, I got a serious question for you guys. Just want to get your input on this question. You guys ready?
Go for
Yeah,
it.
what you got?
Go.
How about them Cowboys?
Explanation point.
Man, he is feeling good.
They should.
Terry's always the silent one, but when the Niners won, boy, those text messages didn't stop.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh
Yeah.
And Mr. Swag, all you got was, oh yeah, congratulations to the 49ers. I was like, oh man. Talk about taking the air out of the balloon.
Yeah,
But-
what can you say?
Yeah, congratulations, Terry. Brian, how are you doing?
I am doing well, man. No complaints. Just enjoying football. My team is home, so I can get to enjoy it. Welcome to the club, Malcolm.
Yeah. We did too.
Yep.
We just decided to go there this week.
Pass the Lay's potato chips.
Yep.
Malcolm,
Oh man.
how are you tonight, man?
I'm okay. I'm doing pretty well, man. Considering, everything's going well. Blessed to be here. Thank you, God.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And we're blessed to have a Cowboy fan with us tonight.
Mhm.
The other Cowboy, we were hoping to get him out of the prison cell.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you home. You home.
Oh, we don't worry, we're gonna get him.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. You gotta worry about
They'll
that.
find them.
Yeah.
They'll find them.
He can't
We will
hide.
find him. We will definitely have the marshal out looking for him.
He can't
That's
hide.
without a
He can't
doubt.
hide.
No, he
Good.
can't.
That is for sure. Brian, tell us about that subscribe, please.
Well, we at XO Sports would like to thank all our viewers and listeners for their support. We're currently streaming on all your podcast platforms. If you're currently listening or watching on YouTube, be sure to hit that subscribe and that notification bell so you'll be notified when we are streaming live. Also, feel free to join in on the conversation on the comment section, or you can call in 475-221-5006. And welcome to all the new ones.
Yeah.
Welcome.
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 Yeah.
And welcome. The 49ers may go back to the Super Bowl with Brock Purdy, but that is something we will talk about later on into the show.
Yes, sir.
Terry, college basketball rankings for the women and the men's.
Yep. Before I get my update, just want to say hi to Debbie Gamble in the chat.
All right.
What's
Thanks for
up,
coming,
Deb?
Dave. What's up,
She
Deb?
says hello, and it's also good to see Malcolm on the show tonight. So
Thank you. Great to be here.
Hey Debbie,
Either-
if you come on one more show, you might win a free microwave.
It's still giving those away.
We gotta amp up our little gifts.
This is
Yeah,
a
right.
romantic show, you know.
Microwave.
Hey, you think a new car?
Give an air conditioner or something.
Well, I said if she wins, I said one more show if she wins, you know.
Excuse our budget. We still trying to get it up there.
Still, you know, yeah.
That sponsorship budget ain't come yet.
Yeah,
Money a little tight right now.
Oh man, here you are, GE microwave, GE.
I was thinking more like RCA.
RCA, wow.
Like the Texas rank, a manna.
We're not gonna do that to you, Dad. We're not gonna do that to you.
Gold Star was a big microwave back then.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Everybody
We
had
won't
the
do
Gold
that
Star
to you.
for $50.
Yeah.
And some of them wouldn't even realize some of those microwaves weighed almost about 25 to 50 pounds back then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Still heat up the food.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Terry,
Yep. Get into the what we're gonna call it men's and women's basketball. We'll call it according to the top 25 AP poll. I'll put my little spin on it and call it Terry's top 5. We're gonna cover the top 5 tonight, both the men's and women's ranking. On the women's side, we have South Carolina coming in at number 1 this week at 20-0. Again, South Carolina is a tough out for anybody, so doing it again at sitting at top at number 1. At number 2, we have Ohio State at 19-0, undefeated as well. At number 3, we have the Stanford at 19-2. Another tough team. And then we have at number 4, LSU, 19-0. And then at number 5, we have UConn, women, Huskies, at 17-2. Shout out to Gino Auriemma once again. I said it last week, but
Doing a great
without
job.
one of his best players in Paige Becker, he's doing a great too. Exactly.
Fun.
Yeah.
Doing a great job. Thank you for that, Malcolm. Didn't want to leave her out. Well, he's doing a great job coaching like he always does each and every year. So tournament's right around the corner, guys. So get your brackets ready.
Yeah, bracket.
Wait till March. I don't even think about it till March. When's March coming to worry about it?
It's almost here.
Yet.
We almost here. We almost in February. Almost. And then on the men's side, we have the Purdue Boilermakers at 19-1. And then we have Alabama sitting at number 2 at 17-2. And then at number 3, we have the Houston Tigers sitting at 18-2.
Cougars,
thank you. Thinking, was that Memphis?
Yeah.
And then at number 4, we have Tennessee at 16-3. And number 5, Kansas State at 17-2. That's going to wrap up Terry's top 5.
Terry's top 5s. You got to get you a little jingle for that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, hey, you know.
Yeah.
Some music in the background.
Yeah.
Hey,
Terry.
Brian, you should get us some clearance.
Yeah, we're going to have to work on that.
Some
Yeah.
music on the background.
We got to get them
I'm
something.
gonna get the revenue for that microwave, Deb. Don't worry. I'm gonna get you that revenue.
Yeah.
The
You better put a surge protector to it, Deb, if it gets you a microwave.
Don't listen to him, Deb. Don't listen to him.
Yeah, you better listen. Or Fire Marshal Bob will be at your house. Oh man!
Shots fired.
Oh man! NBA shoot around the hoops. Oh guys, what did you see that game with Philly and the Nets? What'd you think, Terry?
I'm gonna be honest with you. The Nets, they're gonna have to figure out what they're gonna do with Ben Simmons. He's that guy. As we were talking earlier before we came on, about teams kind of needing a third guy that can kind of come in and when say your first option, maybe your second option on offense, one of the two are off, you need that third guy to kind of come in and score some points. And for the Nets, Ben Simmons was supposed to be that guy, and he's not. So I don't know what they're gonna do with him. I know Brian mentioned you might have to send him down to the G League, but I don't think that would help him.
Yeah.
Malcolm.
Well, the Nets need help because, of course, KD's not there, and we know KD's a baller. It's unfortunate that he got hurt. It's not like he's an injury-prone person. I mean, he unfortunately got injured, but the man is a baller, and we're hoping that he, recovers from this injury and gets back to the Nets quick as he can because they're actually a force when they got, one of the top 5 players in the league playing with them. Kyrie's trying to hold his own. He's quiet as a kept, doing his thing. He got 30 last night, doing his thing, and the team around him right now are learning how to play without Durant in the game, So that's something they're gonna learn, It comes with time. But they'll run up against the Sixers who had all their horses, I mean, Embiid did his thing, Harden's gonna do Harden, that's a 20-20 right there. Each one of them gonna score 25 each, So it's just a matter of you combating that. And the key with them is they got that kid Maxey off the bench. He balling.
Yeah.
He balling.
Yeah, he's a good player.
I mean, that's smart. He was starting, but they use him as the person off the bench so he can take those when Harden sits down or when the Embiid sits down, he gets to shoot the rock. You know what I mean? So
that's third option.
That's a smart move. That's a smart move. And then you play them in the fourth quarter together. You know what I mean?
Hold on. Time out for a second.
Whoa.
Time out.
Yeah.
Whoa. Malcolm.
Yes.
You mean to tell me you're giving Doc Rivers credit?
I ain't talking about Doc Rivers. Slow down. His coaching has yet to be seen.
You just said, Malcolm.
When he hits the playoffs.
Malcolm, you just said it was a smart decision.
For now.
But that means you got to give the coach credit.
Hold on. Did he win anything yet?
No, Malcolm.
No.
Malcolm, you just said it. You just said it was
credit for me. Don't worry about that.
You just said it was a smart decision to have them come off the bench. So that means you got to give the coach credit.
How you know the assistants didn't tell him to do that?
I was going to say.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Say, yo, we need to bring him off the bench. You know something? You're right. It's only the regular season. We ain't going to win nothing anyway. So let's do it this way. Okay. And everybody said, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do that. So I'm not giving him the credit. I give the assistants credit. But my point is, don't worry. He's going to get all his credit when the playoffs come. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. The man had 3-1 leads. Okay?
Yeah.
In the playoffs and lost. No. Like I said, he's just skating by the regular season. I got a question. Are they in first place?
Who, Philly?
No.
Oh,
No. So he ain't getting no credit. He don't need to be in first place anyway because he's going to blow it anyway. But my point is, stop. Everything I'm saying is building back up to Doc Rivers. This wasn't a Doc Rivers segment. See, man?
No, you said it was a smart decision, Malcolm.
Yeah, it was a smart decision. But
so you got to give the coach credit. You got to give the coaches.
The coaches get credit for bringing them.
Doesn't matter. The coach has the last say.
Yes, he does.
So even though
that last say in those 3-1 losses too, didn't he?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Anyway,
Yeah.
moving on. Moving on to the next one. Go ahead, brother.
Oh, wow. Brian, please.
Well, just to say about Doc Rivers, the Maxey thing coming off the bench. Not sure if that was his call or not. It was a good move, but they was up by like 15. No, you ain't let me finish. They was up by 15 in that game, and they almost lost that game. So, once again, that's come down to coaching, but we're not going into Doc Rivers on this. We're staying with the Nets. So, with that being said, Terry did mention, I did text that about Ben Simmons in regards to he didn't look, he's not aggressive. At that certain point, I think I said last week's show that this will be a time for him to try to elevate his game without Kevin Durant there. It's not as much pressure on him, but the opportunity for him to try to score is there. And it looked like he doesn't want any part of it. There was one, he just went up for a layup. He was right there, and he just passed it out almost like he did before. And the Philly fans were riding him just as like if it was the playoffs. And my whole thing of is in the playoffs, he's going to be exposed. And if the coach do not make him do this in the regular season, he's not going to do it in the playoffs. So,
but he has the green light. He just won't shoot it.
That's what I'm saying. And there's no option. Will it be good for him to go to the G League? But you but you have to do something. You have to do something to make him do it. Because it's not that he can't do it. He won't do it.
I think he's at a brain freeze, and that iceberg isn't going to melt.
Well,
they paid him a lot of money, and that's just not going to change.
Slow down. Philadelphia paid him a lot of money,
and
they just happened to assume the contract.
Yeah.
So I think he's just, he's a good kid, but I don't see that ever changing in him.
Well, you mean ever changing in him? We won't say he didn't shoot as much before, but he wasn't reluctant to shoot. He would at least score. Now he don't even want to score or try to score.
Yeah.
Unless it's a dunk.
That's not going to change in him. He's done. He's frozen.
Well,
if he can't from going to the Sixers, now going to the Nets, and he can't break this now, and literally they were paying him to stay home, where that he had a chance to go see a sports shrink to get his head straight, and he still can't do it. I feel sorry for the person that's got to pay that contract.
Yeah. Right now
that's going to be sad.
It's Green. It's Green from what's his name? Green from the Golden State.
Yeah, I have a question.
Draymond.
Yeah, Draymond. That's kind of where he's at right now.
We were talking about something before we went on the air, and I'm going to use it for the show.
What's that?
Malcolm.
Yeah.
Start with Malcolm first. Do you think LeBron is going to stick around so he can play with his son?
Well, he's going to have at least 3 years to do it. His son ain't an automatic to me. He's not going to go in college dominate. Let me say this. Bronny can ball. I'm not taking nothing away from him. Let's see how he does in the light. You know what I mean? The big light when it's the big stage, whatever college he chooses. And let's see if he lifts his team up to the NCAA tournament. Then we'll see from that point on. But he'll do 2 more years just to see where his feet is at. You know what I mean? My thing is, why stick around? You did everything, LeBron. Just be. I mean, the man's still he's a unique, specimen as far as his body and staying healthy and getting the job done. I mean, the man can, he spends $1 million on his body. So, I mean, other athletes should do the same thing, i.e. Kevin Durant, i.e. Anthony Davis, gave you the blueprint on how to get in shape. You can't stop injuries. Injuries happen. But it's just a matter of, him getting it done. But I can't see it. Let's have this conversation after 2 years.
All right. Terry.
I think he would want to stay around and play with his son. To me, it would just be amazing if he was still in the league when his son came in the league. How about seeing them play against each other?
Yeah.
That. Tell me you're not selling tickets to that game. Like Malcolm said, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's in great shape. But 2 years from now, I don't see he's got nothing to prove. He'll have the scoring title record.
Yep.
For most points scored. I couldn't even tell you where he's going to be in 2 years. What team will he be on? What team will? I mean, there's teams that will take him, but what's his role going to be? But again, up until now, to this date, right now, he's beaten I won't say he's beaten Father Time, but he's outran Father Time.
Yeah.
Up until right now. So we'll just have to see.
Brian.
And I look at it a little different. I think it should be LeBron. I think his son doesn't need the added pressure. And I think LeBron should look at it that way. Let him do his thing and not people have the expectation of, if he was to play with his dad, okay, can you do this like your dad? Are you like that? Are you like, can you do all the things he did? So you putting a little bit more pressure on him without him even stepping into the league yet. So I think he should look at it a little bit different and just let him just be him for now. And if that bridge is the cross, as Terry said, if they were just even to play in the same league at the same time, that'd be an accomplishment in itself without having to throw all the other pressure on him.
I think he's selfish. He'll try to be there with his son to play.
How's that selfish?
I think LeBron is looking at it. He can make history playing. He'll be the first one in the NBA, father and son, to play on the same team. I mean, you've had some players in Major League Baseball to do it.
Yeah.
The Griffeys.
And I believe Boone and his son both played around the same time.
I don't know about the Boone. The brothers did. I don't think about the father.
Okay.
The father was old.
But I think LeBron is looking at it that this will be a part of history that a father and son was able to play in the NBA together at the same time. And with LeBron comes with that he's going to teach his kid, okay, the do's and the don'ts, and hopefully be able to educate him a lot faster to the game of the NBA. Now, but this can also damage the kid, where that the kid may go, you know what? I've got too much peer pressure with you playing with you, Pops. You need to go. You need to go home to mom, or you need to go somewhere else and play, but I can't deal with you on the team. Everybody, throwing a microphone in his face. How does it feel to have your father playing with you? Now, he may have his kid may say, Dad, I'm fine with it. Or the kid may look and go, yeah, okay, Pop, sure, yeah. What am I going to tell you? No.
Yeah, he's not going to say no. Yeah. Yeah, so, and with LeBron coming into the league, at the age that he did and the hype that he had, you think he would have a better understanding of the pressure that he'd be kind of putting on him.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a lot to live up to. I mean, LeBron's the only player that I've seen, and I know there's been players before that, but that I've seen come straight out of high school in his first NBA game in the league, and he looked like he belonged there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible. I mean, LeBron had the most hype of any player I've ever seen come out of high school ever in any sport, and actually come in and live up to that hype and dominate.
Yeah,
he did it. I mean,
exceeded
and then some.
Yeah,
and then playing 20 years.
Yeah,
then collect the check and go sit down like some of those first round number one picks did. They know who they are.
There's a whole list though.
Yeah, there's a list of them, but LeBron actually loves the game. He's a student of the game, and the man was just incredible. Don't forget, this man was a sophomore in high school and was National Player of the Year.
Yeah,
going into I'm sorry, he was Mr. Basketball of Ohio his sophomore year. His junior year, he was National Player of the Year. His senior year, he was National Player of the Year. So it was totally incredible. The man is just a legend. I mean, He writing his own legends. He's doing his own thing. Nobody said he's Jordan, but he's doing his own thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I just want to
We
give a
shall
shout
see.
out. Oh, go ahead, Aaron.
No, go ahead, T.
I want to give a shout out to Symposium Sports. They're in the chat and they're saying that LeBron James is doing exactly that. He's going to play with or against his son for a year, just a year, then he'll retire.
You could be right on that. Yeah.
I can see that happening. Yeah, I agree with that.
Or could we see LeBron and his son both win an NBA championship?
His son, if he gets drafted, he's not going to get drafted to a team that's winning, bro. He's not going to get drafted to a team that sucks.
Malcolm, why do you like to mess up a dream, man?
We're going to the Detroits of the world or somewhere like that. Indiana, Clippers.
Whoa,
Cleveland.
Okay.
Cleveland.
Man. Wow, bro. Oh, man.
I mean, I don't know what expectations you got.
Mr. Freeze, just grab a pillow, make a dream, make a wish. Congratulations, Scott Rolen, going into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Malcolm, he played 17 years. But Terry, do you think he should have gone into the Hall of Fame?
From what I remember, he was a solid player. I was still a little bit young. But I do remember him being a good player for the Cardinals. Solid. I don't really know his numbers, but if the numbers are right, you can't deny the man.
Because I was surprised. For a third baseman, when you think of a third baseman, you're looking for at least 500 home runs. 316.
Yeah.
But he was, if I'm correct, he was a 7-time Gold Glove winner.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I remember him being a good fielder.
And he hit a Game 7 home run to win the World Series. So, and with St. Louis, and you know how St. Louis has history. So, and
is
he
Greg
was a good
Nettles
guy.
in the Hall of Fame?
No.
What's his stat? I will. If somebody could bring that up. What's his stats compared to Greg Nettles? Yeah, I'm thinking Nettles had about 300 homers or so, but
Greg Nettles was a good defensive player, but in that time era, I would say maybe about 250, 270, Malcolm, would you say?
What, home runs?
Home runs?
Yeah.
That's a good question. We can always Google it.
Yeah.
How many total home runs did Greg Nettles have?
We're doing it live on air, folks.
Yeah, I know.
390. How about this? 390.
See?
Hmm.
Yep. Yeah, there you go. And so,
Now, you didn't ask me whether I thought he deserved to be in the Hall of Fame.
yeah, I was waiting for him to get to me, but
I was going around the table.
Okay.
Yeah.
I started with Terry first.
Go with B. Go with B.
And no, since you're in a rush, I'm going with Brian. Save me for last.
He's taking that
Go
moderator
with B.
role
Not
serious.
me. I said go with Brian. B, go with
yeah. I kind of well, I'm not gonna say he doesn't deserve it because I don't really. He was a little bit before my time, but I did look at his stats, and that was one of the things that came to my attention. I was like, well, I can name some players, with stats just as equivalent to that, and that's why I brought up the Greg Nettles. But congratulations to him for getting in. There's some players who I think still should be getting in the Hall of Fame, but I think that whole voting system needs to be looked at in regards to who's in and who's out. But we'll just leave it at that in regards to some of the players who I think should be in there.
Okay, now Malcolm.
First of all, let me say, I mean, I didn't follow the guy's career that much, but he was a Philadelphia Philly. So, but I do remember seeing a lot of baseball of him playing. He owned the Mets. Don't get me wrong. As far as Hall of Fame, the Mets will put him on their wall of shame. But don't forget, Fred McGriff is going in with him. Did y'all congratulate Fred McGriff, the crime dog, who well deserved to be in there?
Should have been in there.
Yeah.
Should have been there.
Yeah.
I mean, Fred McGriff had like 498 home runs.
Should have been there a long time.
I'm like, really? He was a beast.
Yeah.
I mean, Fred McGriff crime dog was a beast. And to me, I don't think he deserved to get in there. I don't care what his defense was. He wasn't Ozzie Smith. Okay. Ozzie Smith was the wizard. And there was no doubt about Ozzie Smith, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, Ozzie Smith bat was like a pea shooter, okay? I mean, if you want to put him in for bat alone, he's the third baseman. His numbers ain't there. His numbers don't come up close to Mike Smith. Heck, we just showed that he don't have as many home runs as Greg Nettles.
Yeah.
You know? And my point is, I'm not saying he wasn't a good player for what he did, but I don't think he deserved the voting to be in the Hall of Fame, because aren't they for the elite? If that's the case, we might as well let just about anybody in now, because you can make an argument for quite a few players who have those numbers and didn't play third base. Some play center field, some might have played right field, some might have been catcher. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, or first base. You
Or
definitely
pitcher,
got first baseman that got way more numbers than he got.
Yeah.
So that aren't in. But to me, like I said, congratulations, Rolen. Hey, you're in. Can't take you away from it. Can't take it away from you. You and Crime Dog, congratulations to you both. But to me, my opinion, I didn't think he should have got in.
Yeah.
You know what? I compared him to Greg Nettles, and
now you're looking at the stats. And Greg Nettles, yep. I don't know how many Gold Gloves he won, but I'm sure he won quite a few.
The only thing is, Greg Nettles had almost 1,600 more at bats than Scott Rolen.
Is that his problem?
Nope.
Okay.
No, about maybe.
I didn't know that was a bad thing.
I'm sorry. He had about maybe, about 1,300 more at bats. But it's a thing of I'm looking. Greg Nettles had 390 home runs. Scott Rolen had.
You said 2?
I said 3. I'm sorry. Yeah, 390 home runs. Greg Nettles had 390 home runs. Scott Rolen had 316.
Yeah.
Hits, 2,225. Greg Nettles. Scott Rolen, 2,077.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Scott Rolen did bat career average 281. Nettles was 248. Runs by Greg Nettles was 1,100. Let's say 1,200, rounding it off. Scott Rolen, 1,200. RBIs, Rolen had 1,200. Greg Nettles had 13.
Can I say this? Rolen also played in smaller cookie cutter parks too, where Greg Nettles played in big oval parks. You know what I mean?
But Greg Nettles batted left, and he had
don't matter. Everywhere in the short porch of left field.
Park,
he didn't play for the Yankees all his career.
It's the park, though.
Yeah.
It's the park. That's just like saying
Yankee Stadium.
Where for Fred McGriff was it with Toronto? Where you play with?
He was Toronto first.
Yep, that was
Atlanta.
And Toronto wasn't easy to hit home runs, right? Toronto Park was pretty big, right?
He played in the Dome.
Which one?
In the Dome.
Toronto.
Yeah, in Toronto. But that park wasn't an easy home run.
Yeah. No, that was no cookie cutter park.
Yeah.
No. But what Rolen played in was.
Yeah. But like I said, that whole voting system needs a
St.
remake.
Louis was a big park.
Hold on. He played for
St.
Philadelphia
Louis was a
too.
big. St. Louis was in a small park.
Philadelphia.
No, it's
I
St.
thought St.
Louis.
Louis. St. Louis was a big park too.
Oh. Where did he start his
But
career though?
Philly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he signed with St. Louis, but he started in Philly.
Yeah.
And Philadelphia was
So-
cookie cutter.
Maybe it's the Gold Gloves because Greg Nettles only won 2.
Which he should have
And the
won
most-
probably one more. He was nice.
Yeah, he was
Greg
good.
Nettles
Yeah,
was
I remember
nice.
him.
You know who Greg Nettles' problem was at third? Buddy Bell at third. Who else was a perennial Gold Glover in the 70s and in the 80s? He had perennial Gold Glovers
Yeah.
that he had to beat out every year.
Yeah.
And when
And
you
the
got
Yankees-
Buddy Bell and all those guys,
and the
those
Yankees-
guys were tough.
And the Yankees were stacked, so they just wasn't gonna give it to
Yeah.
him.
No. His defense speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, guys, we saw some football over the week. Buffalo lost to the Bengals 27-10. Terry, do you think Josh Allen showed up and he's not the top level quarterback what we think he is? Do you agree with that?
no, I don't think that's the case. If you look at him, he's your prototypical quarterback, right? Tall, solid build, strong arm. He's got good accuracy. I just think, I just think they just a team has your number, and that's what they ran into. I do think that Joe Burrows, and I don't want to take anything away from them. They played their butts off, and they took it to him. He's still one of the top young, and he's still young. I think he's a top level quarterback in the AFC. You can say in this league, so I can't say that he's still a top level quarterback in my eyes.
Malcolm.
Let me say this. Well, before we beat up Josh Allen, give credit to Joe Burrow. That guy is a baller. I'm talking in the snow. He don't need nothing else. Did you see his warm up when he did that spin 360, hit the dude in stride like it was nothing? Yo,
Yeah.
when I say he's lived for the game, when they say Joe Cool, he's that, man. I gotta give. And I was a fan of his at LSU when I first seen him, especially when they dominated Texas in Texas. And I said, he's the truth. I mean, give this kid credit. I mean, Joe Burrow is doing his thing. As far as Josh Allen, he tried to lift up his team, and he tried to get the pass to him. You got to give some of the credit to the coaching over there at Cincinnati. They made sure that he wasn't going to kill him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the weather might have had something to do with it, because Nyheim Hines couldn't run a kickback, something like that with his speed and all that stuff. But they basically minimized them to what they did. Great coaching on Cincinnati's job. And I'm not gonna beat that brother up, man. Allen, he's a baller. He's not overrated. He's a baller. He's proved this point. And like he said, like everybody else, if you're gonna beat up them, beat up the quarterback too. They beat up this certain quarterback in Dallas all the time when he don't win. So you got to beat him up too.
Brian.
I don't. Well, I'm gonna say it looked like the moment caught up to Buffalo, Josh. The Bengals seemed like they were ready to play. And the way that they just dominated Buffalo, they just ran through them like they just took X-Lax or something. They just was running right through them, man. And Bengals looked tough, but this was before the season started. This was the year Buffalo was supposed to be that team, and they majorly disappointed. And we can't say they didn't have the weapons. I know they was missing the pass rusher Miller, but in the fashion that they got beat, looked like they still got some work to do, because they were supposed to be that team. And as we know in football, that window of opportunity comes and go quickly. So
Yeah.
I thought Buffalo organization tried everything to pump up that team. They had the kid come in to talk to the players, Hamlin, which is I would have done the same thing as a coach. Then they tried to show DeMar doing the sign up there in the luxury box. They just didn't have it.
Yeah.
Cincinnati came to fight, and Cincinnati looked like the home team to me.
yeah.
And because they just and to me, you just saw Josh. He was like, I got to go for the big play. I got to go. And I'm saying to myself, kid, slow it down. Slow it down some and take the little short things in front of you. Chop it down. But they kept going for big plays at times, and that pass rush of Cincinnati was getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And guys, did you feel Buffalo was playing like the visiting team? Terry?
No, like I said, they just got all played by the Bengals. It was the Bengals' day. They had their number. Like Brian mentioned, I mean, Von Miller was not in the game. He's out of the lineup. I think if he plays in that game, at least defensively, the result is a little bit different. I'm not saying that they would have won, but I can say I just didn't see this coming. I just did not see this coming, and the Bills didn't either. But I didn't see the game. I didn't watch that game, but the game where DeMar Hamlin got hurt, because I was doing something and I went to tune in and they weren't playing the game. But from everybody I talked to, they've told me that Cincinnati was getting ready to put a whipping on them. So that just tells me that Cincinnati, there's some teams in the league, you just have their number. You see it with San Francisco and Green Bay.
San Fran and Dallas.
I didn't want to say that, but yeah, since you mentioned it, so it's not much you could do. Cincinnati had their number. I will say this though, I know everybody's been talking about that clip where Stephon Diggs calling Josh Allen out on the sidelines. To me, I don't think he was calling him out. I think he was just trying to challenge him, to elevate his game. But they better make sure they have a sit down before the season starts, for training camp. Iron that out, because they don't want to have that going into the season. And it's a long season. So take care of that.
It's amazing how when receivers talk to their quarterback, whether we know what they're saying or not, and it seems like they're more animated than usual because we talk with our hands like this and stuff. It seems like, why does it seem like he's a problem? You know what I mean? He's probably telling his quarterback, yo, get me the ball. I'm open on the seam. Let me say this right now. I'm going to tell you right now, they did the same thing with Dak. T.Y. was running up a seam, and CD was running up a seam. Don't get me wrong. CD killed the Niners, but what it seen was he's seen the part where he's seen, let me get it to CD because CD's the hot man, instead of seeing T.Y. on the left who was wide open. If he waited 2 seconds or just floated it over that linebacker, T.Y. was running in for that same touchdown. But it happens. But as far as Allen goes and the team, Cincinnati didn't have their number. It's just that they came prepared. They came coach ready to go. They did their job. Does the what's his name? Miller make a difference? He makes a difference for any team. You know what I mean? He's a great player. He's a great baller. It is what it is. He makes a difference for any team. But sometimes you just gotta pull up your big boy pants and come to play.
Yeah. That's a good point, man. That's a very good point. And I don't think it was visiting team. I think maybe just a better team. Maybe Cincinnati's just a better team than Buffalo. But when you look at it this way, at the same time, we kind of talked about this last week. We said Josh Allen was supposed to be prepared to win it all this year. I'm assuming him, Burrows will be coming up they'll be getting a contract extension before they reach free agency to go into next year. And what has Allen done more than the Ravens? I can't think of his name. Ravens quarterback.
Lamar Jackson.
So you can't even throw an MVP on his resume or anything like that. But I'm curious to see how much money he will get and what happens with Lamar Jackson.
If I was Jackson, I'd wait to see what they got paid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yep.
Especially when Deshaun Watson got that bag. Oh, my money starts with him. My money starts with them.
We've got Lamar.
He got nothing. No playoff wins. No
exactly.
MVP. No nothing.
You're gonna need a stress test, Malcolm.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about Lamar next week. Guys, do you think the hit on Patrick was dirty by the Jacksonville? Malcolm.
The hit on Patrick.
Mahomes
when he twisted his ankle.
Oh, no, the dude fell into him. No,
that's why I'm asking you the question. Do you think it was dirty?
No, that wasn't dirty. But that was dirty. I tell you what looked dirty was that 49er tackle, but I won't say nothing. But anyway.
Oh, my God.
But either way, no, that wasn't dirty.
Man, yeah.
Took my running back out.
Okay, Terry, please. I'm drowning.
I didn't think it was a dirty hit seeing it live. I did see the replay, and I still didn't think it was a dirty play. But what I am surprised is that the referees didn't call roughing the passer on that play, because he let the ball go, even though the hit was kind of when he let the ball go. You do see the defender kind of follow through with taking him down. And like from all the roughing the passer calls I've seen this year, that's a call that they. Oh, what's that?
But he wasn't a passer. He wasn't. He was outside the tackle box.
Okay.
He was still in the pocket, though. Okay. He was still in the pocket.
No,
he had to be in the pocket because he wasn't over the line of scrimmage.
No, he was out. If you're like in the pocket, and you drop back,
and then he stepped up.
And if they hit you low, that's a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, but
if you're outside the tackle box and you get hit low, they're not calling a flag.
Okay.
Only when you drop back as a quarterback and a defensive lineman or a defensive guy goes low for your knees, that's a flag.
The Brady rule. The dude didn't go for his knees.
That wasn't the Brady rule. That was that's what Pittsburgh did to the quarterback for
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
But Brady was a part of that rule too.
Right. But so if you roll out, if you roll out of the pocket and you get hit low, they're not calling that flag.
Yeah, because I didn't realize. I thought the follow through was what really would have drew that flag, because he let the ball go and he kind of followed through to bring him down to the ground. And I was like, I've seen plenty of roughing the passer calls called just for that, just following through it on your tackle on the quarterback after you let the ball go. But I didn't realize. I thought he was in the pocket.
Yeah.
I still thought he was in the pocket. I still think he was in the pocket. But I thought it was, in today's term, I thought it was a flag. And it was just because of, as Siri said, he let the ball go. The defender, I think, saw it. To me, he just kind of was like, I'm going to put my back and I'm just laying all on you. And that's what he kind of did and rolled all on his ankle. But the dirtiest of the dirtiest play, no. I think he could have prevented it. I think he could have. But, in sports, you try to get an edge. You try to do that.
On a quarterback, you're going to take a shot.
So, but luckily he didn't break an ankle or something like that.
And you know what? In that game, once he got hurt, kudos to Andy Reid. I'm not putting you back in.
Mhm.
And he did not put him back in the game. He said, and Patrick was going crazy on the sidelines. He's like, nope, backup quarterback, go out there. And the backup quarterback, Hinkie, went right down there and scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
And the fans really went crazy. And all Patrick Mahomes, and he knows the camera's on him, all he can do is go, yeah, you better get your butt back to the sidelines. This is my job. Oh, man.
I can't believe Hinkie's still in the league.
Yeah. Well, he helped Kansas City. He put 7 points up instead of a turnover.
Is it Hinkie or Henny?
Hinkie. He did his
Hinkie.
job.
Yeah.
I thought it was Hinkie.
I thought Hinkie was on Washington.
Okay, we'll go with Henny. I'm sorry for calling him that.
I'm not sure.
Did he play for the Cowboys or no?
No.
Never?
I don't think so.
Okay, guys, do you think Patrick Mahomes' ankle will be 100% to beat the Bengals on Sunday? Malcolm.
100%.
No, 100% no.
Yeah. Start that question all somewhere else. Give us another number.
Okay, how about 85?
Okay, that's better than 100. Oh, you ain't 100 right now.
Okay. Well, how about 65?
I'm going to say 65 to 70% his ankle. Right now, they're doing everything to work on that ankle, get it all, because a high ankle sprain is everything. It hurts. It hurts. But they're going to take the heck out of it. He's probably going to be in an ankle brace, which you better put him in. Put him in an ankle brace, have him done up, tape him up nice. It'll be solid for the game. But he's going to have that little gimp when he runs, a little gimp, But he got Chad Henne in his backup, so.
Yeah, it is Henny.
I know.
Henny.
Henny, give yourself a cookie.
Yeah.
Terry.
Henny.
Sorry for the mistake for calling him Hinkie.
No, his ankle won't be 100%.
No.
But the team where Mahomes are, they're not going to tell you that it isn't 100%. So the true test is like he did in that game against the Jaguars. If you start seeing him move out the way, a few people get around his feet, you'll know. And don't think that what's the name's not going to try and test that ankle out if they can.
Oh, they're coming with a blitz.
Yeah.
Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Brian.
Yep. And that's what I see their game plan to be, because there's no way he's going to be 100%, as we said that.
No.
So 70%, yeah. And if he is 70%, what do you want to do? You don't even really need to hit him. You just want to be around them. Be around those ankles and legs, just pressuring them, making them antsy back there. And that's all you can hope for. But we know Cincinnati got the firepower to match them, so I wish that he was 100% so we can see them both go at it. 'Cause this is going to be a
high-powered
game, I think.
Oh, Kansas City coming to play. Don't worry about that. Kansas City coming to play.
Give me this one quick. Are the Eagles that good or are the Giants that bad? Malcolm.
Giants that bad, straight off the top. They're sorting their whole, we're good. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. I was listening to the radio, talking about what they're going to do to Philly. I said, wait a minute, didn't y'all lose by something like 40-something or something in the Philly? And y'all talk about what you're going to do to them? Man, they didn't even come off the map. They didn't even show up. The game was over after the first quarter.
Yeah.
First quarter.
Yeah.
And they're talking about what they're going to do. They did nothing. They didn't show up. Their defense sucked. Their offense sucked. Their special teams sucked. Everything about them sucked. The real Giants came to play. The real Giants. It's simple as that. They can't say nothing. They're like, we did this and that. And all they worry about is what the Cowboys do on Sunday after they lost on Saturday. Oh, my God. My thing is, we knew that, like I said, Dabo, give them credit. They were picked to win 4, maybe 5 games this year. They won, 8, 9, something like that. They did good. Well, hell, they only picked the Cowboys to win 9 or 10. Cowboys won 12 again. And they weren't even picked, never mind what they picked after the Cowboys in that first game when Dak went down with the broken thumb. What they pick him to do then? Nothing. They said the Cowboys will no way in hell make the playoffs. It is what it is. You got to give, like I said, the Giants, they didn't even show up. It was terrible. Eagles did a great job. They've been doing a great job all year. They've been having they had a solid team. They put that team together well. They went and got trades. They got free agents. They built up. They built up like crazy. And never mind the fact that Hurts stepped up. You got to give Hurts credit. Hurts stepped up this big this year. And we'll see what they do in the championship game.
Okay.
Because I'm telling you right now, that Niner defense is for real.
All right. Now I'm going to ask this question to Terry. Since I know I don't know what I would get from Malcolm. Do Cowboys fans think that Dak Prescott is the answer at QB? And should the Cowboys be looking at Aaron Rodgers to be the quarterback?
I think Cowboys fans are thinking right now that Dak is the same quarterback that Tony Romo was. I think Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys will definitely take a look at Rodgers if he's available. The Cowboys are talented, and if you're as talented as the Cowboys are, you should do everything in your power to maximize your potential to win games and get to the Super Bowl. So will they look at? Yeah, most definitely. But feel a little bad for Dak. But he's right now he's no better than what Tony Romo was.
I don't feel bad for him. Brian.
And I think people look at it as Dak failed, but we can't forget Niners defense is ranked. What is your defense ranked, T?
Number 1 in the league.
Thank you. So it's not like they got blown out or something. So they just lost to a team that has a good defense. And there was a couple of plays that kind of changed the tide, and they lost. Yeah. So it wasn't like he stunk up the joint. He just bad breaks. And I would say, as Terry said, yeah, he's done what Tony Romo's done, but he's still young. And we'll see what the Cowboys can do next season.
Malcolm.
Well, to answer the question, there's no way in hell they're going after Aaron Rodgers. Okay, he's getting $60 million. Who cap is going to hit that crap? Okay, there's no way in hell they're going after that. So you can kiss that goodbye. Unless Green Bay paying $50 million of it, we'll take $5 million of it because there ain't no way in hell they're going to do that trade. And not only that, one's about maybe 10 or 12 years younger than the other one. So there's no way. Is Dak Romo? It looks that way right now. Straight off the top. Looks the same. They're putting the same numbers together. Same wins, same playoffs. And like I said, are the Cowboys snake bitten? Maybe. My thing is, people talking interception when he threw the interception. Dak threw the 2 interceptions, only cost 6 points.
Yeah.
We tied that game back up at 9-9. It's a new ball game then. It's a very new ball game. He didn't deliver. He didn't deliver.
Hey, Malcolm, let me ask you a question because I know Terry had asked this.
Hold on. And don't forget, what's his name dropped that interception?
Diggs
hit him straight in the stomach. That's a game changer right there.
Yeah.
Any of those are game changer. But what are you saying? What question you got, Brian?
Do you think the kicker affected that game in any form or fashion?
Of course he did. This is the first time ever I've seen the opposing team cheer for the kicker. Ever. Yeah. And I ain't gonna lie to you, my heart was beating when he went out there on the field. And that's sad for an extra point. My heart was beating. I'm like, Jesus, this dude's gonna miss another one. I swear to God, my heart is sad. And it definitely
did he miss something like from 2 games, like 4 or 5 in a row?
He missed, 5 in a row going into 2 games. And that's extra points. And I've never seen that in life. No, matter of fact, nobody's ever seen that in life. So it is what it is. I mean, unless you play high school or something like that. But this ain't high school. It's in the NFL.
Yeah.
My point is, they could have got the job done. They didn't.
Yeah.
Dak then, sometime when Pollard went down, which was huge, broke his ankle. You broke one of our key weapons. It's like if they lost Debo or if they lost McCaffrey. Am I saying that right? Losing Pollard. My point is, when you lost him, that changed the game a little bit. Now they got to stretch the game. My thing is, when does Dak put the team on his back and carry them? You know what I'm saying?
Never.
We got a man. When do you carry the team on your back and says, I got this? Boom, boom, boom. You hit dots, you hit done. Don't get me wrong. It's against the number one defense. And by the way, our defense didn't play bad at all because we held McCaffrey to minimal yards. We held Debo to nothing. And by the way, Brock Purdy didn't throw one touchdown. Okay? They held him to 100 and something. The game was a defensive game all day.
It goes like this, Malcolm. If you won your division, Philadelphia would have had to play the 49ers.
Wouldn't we still have to play the 49ers in the championship? So it doesn't matter?
No, I'm saying, but that's the thing about it.
The rule.
If you win your division,
you still got to play. You still got to play them.
No, that's just it. You don't know what
happens. Because the 49ers may not have won.
49ers may not have won against the Eagles.
Philly? Yeah. Against Philly?
Right.
I think the Niners will beat Philly. Believe it or not.
We'll never know.
We'll know this week.
And that's why at times, there's a difference. There's a difference in if you had won your division, where would Philly have been playing Sunday? San Francisco. But now, Philly won their division. San Fran has to go to Philly.
I understand your point.
So there's a big difference in having home field advantage.
It don't matter in football. Dallas play better away anyway, believe it or not. They suck at home sometimes, and it bothers me. So they play better away. Trust me. So
it was a good game. It was a good game. It was a good game. They played well. Both teams played well. I think
that the 3 penalties on that drive, those were killers. But like I told people, I'm not going to blame the refs. They did the penalties.
I know Terry's about to go into that humble pie, and I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it for this one.
Okay.
Terry, is Brock Purdy coming down to earth after Sunday's okay performance against Dallas?
You asked me. I think he had a great performance. He made great throws when he had to. I mean, the throw that he hit Kittle on, and Kittle bobbled it. That throw was on the money.
But that wasn't a play. That play was a broken play. Kittle went out and spun back. Yeah, I understand.
It was on the money.
He made the play. He made the play. That's what he's saying.
What kills me is
he made the play.
Why Diggs didn't level him and missed him on a whiff with his shoulder. He should either wrapped his arm or knocked it down. That was a terrible play by Diggs.
He didn't hit him at all.
He didn't touch him. Yeah, he
terrible.
I thought he was going to get rocked, but it just didn't happen.
Flack for that too. Diggs is getting flack in Texas for that too.
Yeah,
he's getting flack. He says, "Why are you trying to throw your shoulder into him instead of trying to knock the ball out of his hand or grab his arm or something?" He said, "You did nothing. You just wait. You just wave right by him." But like I said,
it was a business decision.
It was a great play.
I mean, the ball was on the money. Kittle just bobbled it. That throw was on the money, and that's throwing back across the field. So the kid played great. Did he put up a touchdown? No. But he took sacks when there was nothing there.
Yep.
He had that one. Away. He had that. Yeah, he threw the ball away. He had that one where Diggs almost picked it off, but that got deflected at the line.
Yes, it did.
And he put up 214 yards. And I'll just go back to the kicker, and I'll say this: if Dallas would have went up 7-3, I think that would have put a little bit more pressure on Purdy and Shanahan to kind of open up the offense for Purdy. But once that extra point got missed, it was 6-3?
Too early still. Too early.
And I honestly, though, I think it was a big momentum shift because Shanahan, believe it or not, as much as he's opened up the offense for Purdy, he likes to grind it out. He likes to run the ball. And he was basically like, okay, I'm just going to grind this game out till you guys get tired. And you saw it late in the fourth quarter. The D-line was tired. The defense was tired. And they broke a couple runs here or there. They broke the big one for the first down. But the running back ran out of bounds. But the kid played good. He didn't turn the ball over for a third string last pick in the draft. You can't ask for more.
Yeah.
I just think, again, Shanahan just decided, no, I'm not going to put that much pressure on him.
He took the
And we're
ball
just
out of
going to
his hand.
grind it out
He took the ball out
and
of
see
the
who's
hand.
standing last. Yeah.
He took the ball out of his hand. Once you got the lead, he took the ball out of your hand. I wanted to see how y'all would have reacted had y'all been behind.
That's what Terry's saying about the field goal.
He took the ball out of his hand, which was a good thing. You don't get me wrong. Y'all got the calls. You got the calls and everything, which is cool. But my thing is, and you got a couple of real San Francisco hometown calls in that game too. I mean, a couple of them.
That's why you play at home.
Sometimes you gotta.
Yeah. So it is what it is. But like I said, kudos to the 49ers. They play great. My defense played great. I was more mad at Dak than at anything. And I wasn't mad about the interceptions because, like I said, we tied the game 9-9.
But
it's a new ball game now. My thing is, I'm mad at the fact that he didn't pick that team on his back and says, I got y'all, let's do this. I started picking you apart like the Aaron Rodgers of the world, like the
he's not Aaron Rodgers.
Peyton Manning's.
He's not Peyton Manning. Is he a Hall of Famer? Is he a Hall of Famer?
Yeah, Hall of Famer, yeah. I mean, any of those guys, I'm going to give you one too. This guy named, what's his name? Mahomes.
He's not a Mahomes. He's not a Mahomes.
On his back. You know, my thing is, when is it your time to shine? I don't care how much you're getting paid. I really don't. I care about what you do to deliver this team to the promised land.
I'll say this, and this is all I will say about the Cowboys. You have good wide receivers. You have a good offensive line. You have a good defense. You have everything around Dak. I think Pollard should be your number one running back instead of Zeke.
He is.
But you now need a running back. And if you can get a running back next year,
we're doing that anyway.
I
think they missed. I know. Do you think? I think they missed the wide receiver that you lost.
Oh, they missed
Cooper.
Yeah, they missed him in that game.
I'm gonna say this. Yeah, Cooper takes the double team away, and I agree with you on that part. But they still put up numbers without Cooper. Hey, would CD get the numbers he got this year without with Cooper there?
Mm-hmm.
No. Did CD put up numbers against the number one defense?
But Cooper was in that game. You can do it on.
Cooper's the number one. Cooper's the number one. You can't say he wasn't.
Yeah. What was you gonna say, T?
I'll just say this. I've on ESPN, I heard it from Cowboy fans. Honestly, I think if I'm a 49ers, if I'm on that defensive side of the ball, I'm a little upset because Dak made mistakes, but I feel like the defense caused those mistakes. It wasn't like Dak made careless mistakes. The one pick, the corner jumped the route.
They did.
The second pick, they were in a zone defense. You had the corner sitting.
Y'all sat in zone all day.
Yeah, they sat. He sat right where Dak. I don't know how Dak didn't see him, but he was in the right place. He was where he was supposed to be. Fred Warner made a good catch.
Fred Warner came underneath.
Yeah. So I know Dak's getting a lot of it, but you got to give some credit to the Niners defense.
That's what I said.
Like you can't overlook them. I mean, they just made plays. It wasn't that Dak played terrible.
Yeah.
The Niners just made
Dak
plays.
Zone defenses. My thing is, you can't have your tight end who doesn't have that much speed anyway. He's usually running down the seam. He's not doing it. He's not doing it. You know what I mean? And the minute Gallup didn't come back for that ball for the interception, the one that the receiver dropped.
Yep.
You notice Dak didn't go his way no more.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay? Dak said, you didn't help me. I'm not coming to you unless you're wide open. You know? And Gallup about to threw his way 2 more times in that game. Other than that, he threw it to the tight end. He threw it to CD. He couldn't throw it to Pollard because they broke his ankle. He couldn't throw it to him out the backfield. So he only had 2 weapons to use in that whole second half. So, like he said,
I got put it on.
Y'all did your job. Y'all did your job.
I got put it on Kellen Moore too, because there were a couple times where the safety was on, like it wasn't like he snuck up on the line to blitz. He was on the line, and for whatever reason, Dallas didn't audible out of it, which makes no sense to me. You see the safety coming. I don't think Dak audibled on any blitz that we had.
Y'all drop the linebackers. Even if y'all sent the safety, you still drop the linebackers. So you only sent 5. It ain't like you sent 6. So a 5 is a 5. They can pick. Their line can pick up 5. They can't pick up 6.
Okay.
You know, it's just a matter of the offensive linemen missing assignments, which they did.
Now let me ask you this: now that we went to Alabama and Oklahoma and up to Canada to get some maple syrup, and we still don't have no pancakes. San Fran at Philly. Terry, who do you have?
Going San Fran. You got to keep that defensive line of Philly in check, and Bosa and that D line has to hold the edge to not let Jalen Hurts get out and scramble. Might have to put a QB spy on him, which I don't want to do, but got to contain Jalen Hurts and stop that defensive line from getting to Purdy.
Brian.
I'm gonna take Philly. Yeah. Philly, I like their offensive line. I like the D. They got the weapons on the end. We know Hurts can do what he can do. And we was talking about the Giants. Different class of team. Philly just was in a different class than the Giants. And what was their record? They lost how many games? 4?
Yeah.
Who?
Philly. And probably think about how many they would have not have lost if he didn't even go out. So
yeah.
So I'm taking Philly though.
I'm going with Philly. I've
been here before. It's all good.
Yeah. Well, you know what, T? I'm like this. If the game was at San Fran, I would go with San Fran. That's the only coin toss up, is that San Fran has got to go out to Philly. If it was a home game for the 49ers, I'd go 49ers. But in this case, I'm going to go with Philly. Malcolm.
I'm going with San Fran. Their defense is for real.
You had no other choice but to go with San Fran after they took a yards.
No. Their defense, we beat Philly. Okay? So San Fran, their defense is for real. And we beat the so-called number 2 defense, which was Philly, who we scored 40 points on them, and nobody else scored 40 points on them. So simple as that. We beat Philly. My thing is San Fran got a serious deal. And by the way, we kept Bosa quiet in that game too. We played, didn't we, bro?
Oh yeah.
Yo, they did their job.
I feel like what's the name? Parsons. It was just a battle, man.
Parsons was all over the place. He's a beast.
I feel like he didn't have the impact. Like you didn't hear his name.
They was playing them back. Not on.
No, I was mad when they did that. I wanted them to send him on the rush. I was mad at that too. I'm glad you called that, Brian.
Yeah.
I was mad when they did that. I was like, send him, just send him.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You gotta look at the coaching staff. You can't just put it all on that.
Yeah, you're right. But my point is, I don't want Kellen back. I won't lie to you. If Kellen leaves, goodbye, good riddance. Good luck wherever you go, because it's time for Dak to get something new anyway. And he ain't got but so many lives in that cat. You know, gotta do what you gotta do. Got so many lives in that cat. That cat ain't doing it right now. So,
Bengals and Cincinnati. I mean, Bengals and Kansas City.
Holy cow.
It is getting late. The witching hour is getting late here.
The witching hours.
So, yeah.
What used to be.
Bengals and Kansas City. Terry.
I'm going, give me the Bengals. Only because Mahomes is not going to be 100%.
Brian.
Give me the Bengals.
Malcolm.
I want what's anymore.
I'm going with Joe Cool, even if Holmes was healthy. I'm still going with Joe Cool. The man is playing ball. He's playing some of the greatest ball I've seen in a while out of a quarterback position. He's doing a great job. Don't get me wrong. Mahomes is going to do his thing. But I'm taking Joe Cool in the Bengals.
Well, since Kansas City, the last 3 times they played Cincinnati, they're 0-3.
Mm-hmm.
Some team just got your number.
So for me, I think Cincinnati is going to beat Kansas City, and Cincinnati's going back to the Super Bowl.
So that's the
Niners.
trifecta. Everybody taking Kansas City. I'm in Cincinnati.
When the season started, everybody picked the Buffalo Bills to go back to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I
They
did.
didn't go. They didn't go last year.
No,
I had
no,
them-
not
I
to
had
go
them
back.
going.
They picked them, period.
To
Oh,
go
yeah, I
to
had
the
'em.
Super Bowl.
Yep.
I had them going.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think Cincinnati is going to be the more physical team, and I think they're going to get after Patrick.
Oh, they're definitely gonna make them run.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, guys, this was awesome. Malcolm, we were glad to see you back, brother.
Glad to be back.
Yeah.
I don't know what my schedule is like next week. Hope to be back next week. I got to see what my schedule is like.
Well, you
Yeah.
know that classic saying in the movie, don't let the money make you.
Make the money.
Terry, tell them about that subscribe button, please.
We want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Please tune in next week. Join the show. We're gonna talk about 49ers. So sorry about that, blocking the logo, but yeah, tune in and maybe we'll have Mr. How About Them Cowboys on the show. Where you at, Emerson? A little quiet. You've been quiet all week.
You been quiet.
You
Ain't heard of text or
You ain't
nothing.
call in, man. What's going on?
I got a cold.
It's all right, man.
Uh,
Thank you everybody for tuning in. Tune in next week. See what happens.
yeah.
Hey, Debbie, hold on to that raffle ticket. You might win next week.
Whoa,
I got you, Deb.
Oh,
I got you, Deb. I got you. They're
Yeah,
gonna
I
get my
wanna give
jingle
a-
up.
quick shout out to Bethany. She said, great show, guys. Thank you for
Bethany.
watching. And,
Hey,
hope to see you
Beth,
next
you
week.
just might win a refrigerator.
Oh,
Frigidaire.
What a
We're
mini
giving out
refrigerator.
appliances here, folks.
Giving out
Giving
appliances.
out appliances.
No warranty on
Where's the
them.
vacuum cleaner?
Yeah.
No
Might not be a
warranty.
door on the
As
refrigerator.
is.
No return policy. This out the box.
Let's
Chuck
go
and
New
Eddie.
York Knicks, being that the Cowboys are done.
So, God bless everybody. Hey, good
bless.
night. From
Good night,
Excel.
everybody.
Peace. Great show and great.